Like now, what is happening now? For 2 months, most banking institutions have not received the loan facilities from the employer. We received no salary wa mar June, bank bando wa loan mar June. Wayudo salary mar July, bank bando wa loan mar July. Bank okwal gi pesa gi. They don't give you that money for the sake of giving you that money. They are in business. They have also sourced that money from somewhere. And therefore, their returns must be met. Kore yudoka banks, tero japunje CRB.
Yes.
Employer mari kose breach the agreement. Inemo kuongo mani.
Bank kuongo mani. Default.
You have defaulted. The employer has not defaulted. Kore yudoka employer is acting in bad faith.
Yes.
And is being mischievous. To mischief gi. Mitimo gi impunity gi. Sando japuonj.
To reason mane magimi unkecha I want to believe ni nitie mbaka ma usebedo kugoyo gi your employer. Yes. Reason magimi mamiyo they've not been remitting the deductions.
That is now the $1 million question. The employer does not give reasons.
But they also make an attempt of reaching them out.
Personally, I've tried.
Yes.
There are teachers who have reached out to me. Mongi Senator Madam. Ukonyo wanade kaka union.
Yes.
CRB oro na message. Madam, an salary na majun na chamo. Tokuro okange kaka nyalo chopo na employer. And then we ask the employer. Personally, Anna se gocho.
Yes.
To the county office to ask some officer nito angoma dembele, and you find they are also suffering the same thing. Gimbe gin magi loans, and their loans are also not being remitted. So it is a problem makoro chuno ni nyaka koro wawuga oko.
Yes.
Mondo koro pinyonge members of the fourth estate kaun ukonywa mondo wago koko ni obed give voice to our plight.
Okay.
Mondo employer uwinjwa mondo act.
So up to this moment pod ukia ni to employer maru biro timo ang'o e weche mag deductions gi?
Pod wakia, our national office are in talks with the employer.
Okay.
And we are waiting to hear if there is a breakthrough. So far, there is still no breakthrough, and that is why we are still going to the road.
Bedo matek machal nade mondo mi riwruok ma jopuonj bed gimoro achiel nikech waneno ka you are now speaking different languages, the Kuppet and the Nat. You speak different languages. Kalo ng'anyo noluongi ne uwinjoru ni wadhi ng'anyo waduto. Ogi ka point makoro jomoko mang'anyo, jomoko dong. Kudit mini jomoko demands mag opogore mamiyo unu ng'anyo to joka nosechungo ng'anyo.
A good question. Koro ingeni Nat en union mar our primary colleagues. To Kuppet en union mar secondary gi tertiary. Koro in as much as we are sisters or brothers, lakini ng'ato ka ng'ato ringe lenne. Mana kaka nyithindo minyuole ot. Gin joka ng'ato.
Yes.
Lakini moro dhi bedo engineer, moro dhi bedo pastor.
Yes.
Koro kanyo ero ema koro ok wanyalo wacho nikech interest opogore. Ng'ato bere singing en odwa mabeda singer. Jogi joka ng'ato. Ng'ato to bere twengo. En odwa machara. Koro inyalo yudo ni koro jonatgo nitiere kaka gimbe giringo kigen.
So it means
gidoke I odgi.
So nyiso ni demands mag opogore.
Demands magwa moko we are most of them I would say kaka koro third party deductions.
Yes.
It is affecting even our primary brothers and sisters. Okinyalo wacho ni gin to koro TSC tero margi. To kasto interns gi, they are also in primary school there. They are also suffering plight. Some of them are not members manobedo elevated. Jo JSS gi ok gin moa fresh from outside te. Nitiere mane osetimo degree gi negi mark time mane primary kacha. Koro thul gi malo. Koro gin bende we are out here for them. Nat kade ber to de wan ma oko ka mondo waduto waringi nikech jo JSS gin jowa.
Actually, you are organizing kind jomonego beni bedo jo JSS. Is it the Kuppet koso the Nat?
Kora asechako explain mano ni nitiere the original Nat members magin primary kacha to japuonj bi ng'at ma niga gi mijingo e timo gige ne iyudo ka ne gidhi adhiya gisoma gipuonjo kacha to gisomo. Ibro yudo kata kidhi some of this, you sample some of these primary schools, iyudo ka there are doctors there, but gin originally jonat. Kuppet entry level en kani you are a graduate, you have graduated and you are supposed to go to high school as a teacher. You begin from there. Mago automatically become Kuppet members. To piny kacha, iyudo ka jok mo rise to JSS from NATCA, some of them ne pod bedo retained gi NAT. Although sani interns, mane this 46,000 ma wawuoyo about gi, there was an arrangement between the employer and the union. Makoro ne wakaogi gibedo magwa
kaka Kuppet. Nikech the question mabiro ga madam, iyudo ka iwacho ni ma is now a junior school, junior secondary school, ma ing'ende wa secondary nego beni koro gibedo under Kuppet. Aito being ni por gibedo dominant primary, koro kai makelo ga confusion, is it for the Kuppet or the nan? Nikech kaka jo secondary nego beni gibedo under Kuppet, why they being domiciled the primary? Yes.
Yeah, very true. You know, the JSS is a new baby that this country is birthing. Where to domicile the JSS was a discussion for a long time. And I remember I attended was it Presidential Working Party, Manu Biro collect views of stakeholders on where to domicile the JSS. Kanyo ero views no biro mopogore, eventually sirikal noneno ni nyithindo ka are safer, perhaps informed by their tender age, and other things, maybe infrastructure. This is a very ambitious program. Mano beda rolled out, in my very humble view, without enough preparation for us as a country. Koro ni yudo ka infrastructure no favor primary schools, which are largely day, than secondary schools, which are mostly boarding schools, perhaps for lack of infrastructure. We may have thought different. But as a union, the word secondary kosebedo kacha, it should be automatic. Makata ka janat moro bende osegine, tiyo matek, moyudo degree mobiro malo, duogo koni, nikech oko wach ni senior primary, en junior secondary. Koro by default, magi jowa, in as much as gibedo domiciled a primary, for other very valid reasons.
Madam, awinjo kenye kuywago wach madam deductions, mabende pudo kwa mbaka, wecho geni mago mag intern teachers mabende yango ni sani mi omenda matin, mabende Dwaro mondo mi koro med omenda matin.
Gibed confirmed.
Then magi kende demands magu Dwaro?
No, like I told you, we have 5 demands, 5 of them. I've mentioned 2. Third party deductions, I've mentioned internship. Podo dongadek. Nitiere gimoro miluongo ni CPG. CPG ni the new scheme ma TSC no biro godo. CPG ni took over from the old system called schemes of service in 2017. Scheme of service ne ber nikech japuonj ne nyalo move upward, vertical growth in a speedy way. Ni yudo ka japuonj by mid 30s ka japuonj ose rise ma en kok en deputy to en principal. And you know, career progression no okelo bende increment a salary. Teachers gin oko ka just for outcome. Teachers ok gin a school just for outcome. Teachers need a school for income as well. Koro japuonj waka mora, labor mora. Gombo ni mondo timre nade. Upward mobility obedi. Kata koko chopo bedo principal retire, lakini job group otimre nade. Odhi malo o retire a job group maber, ma pension monyalo bedo godo after retirement. En gimoro maber ma japuonj nyalo dak with dignity. Koro problem en kane in 2017 TSC nogolo all schemes of service to TSC okelo the CPG. Koro CPG ni Henry iyudo ka japuonj stagnate, ma japuonj nyalo retire in the second cadre of job group. From Manodonjo go at the entry level. Nikech, in between here, you are subjected to a series of interviews which are senseless. Japuonj en ng'ama no se somo, en ng'ama is out there gaining experience and delivering service. Moko romo bedni after every few years, you subject them to interviews which are leading nowhere. Koro CPG ni, ena mischievous scheme matiyo si obirogo, because the employer is acting in bad faith. Okodwa ni mondo japuonj ogine odongre upwards mondo wayud job groups. Do you know what, Henry? There are teachers outside here muse bede one job group for 23 years. Kisumu County ka. I don't want to mention schools, but they are there. They have names and faces. Nitire jopuonj mose stagnated one job group for 15 years. And you know, in these 15 years, they are called for interviews and they are given regrets. How can a teacher fail an interview? Of the same thing, Motimo.
It's very interesting.
The same thing, Motimo, on a daily basis. Then for every 3 years or 4 years, he'll get interview to fail.
So the interview miluongo ni okay, mondo mi ngato bede okete ngas mano mar job group machielo. What is needed?
What is needed is a series of tools and documents. My indicate this teacher has been delivering service as a teacher. Ilungo ni TPAD tools. Koro ilungo ni teacher performance and appraisal documents. Okay, records of work, records of progress, page manyithindi timo as a subject teacher. Be post AAD, e post BAD, be in co-curricular. Be hold any position of leadership. Are you a head of a department? For how long? How are you discharging your duties as a head of department? Be in co-curricular kaka music, sports. Itero nyithindo up to level mage. Mago are the variables my employer luongi e interview tocheko to a school mora dong jopuonj timo gigite. If there's music, there's a teacher of music and some colleagues helping. If there's a drama, the same. Games, nitie school mok dhie games. So every school there should be a teacher of games who can be promoted every year. But if you go to those schools, you will find very sad stories.
So the best the best job group. And man makataka koro japuonyo retire godo to feel at least my life will still be okay.
Ideally the old way of doing it, ne japuonjo don with a degree, japuonjo donjo at job group K level. Okay? Then exit starting entry point for a degree graduate, job group K. Then by the time or exit, the senior most teacher should be in job group R, QR. Job group R, Manokuro chief principal. Q is a senior principal. That is the highest, senior most job group moro mobeni japuonj exit. CPG magikelo is a confusion of things. You'll find there is a sad case that I know. Kisumu County ka, majapuonj no sebeda a principal. Then for some reason there was a case and they were taken back to class. Nen gi job group N. N is close to N, R, and then Q, and then R. A very senior person. Sani, the CPG mobiro sanene. Iyo doka japuonj, the same teacher. Ni sani koro oko qualify for bedo deputy.
While he'd be in that
for
position.
Over 10 years. Nena principal. Different schools. Different schools. So it is that sad. It is that sad.
So those are three, CPG, the intern confirmation.
I've included in my explanation CPG and stagnation. Stagnation. It is CPG that is bringing about
promotion.
We want promotions. That is why we are here. Like I said, Jopuonj is not just here for outcome. Jopuonj is also here for income. Ng'ani nigi family. Ng'ani nigi nyithindo gi dhako kata gi dichuo. Ng'ani nigi kaoche gi family ne. Orphans on either side that need support. To Jopuonj en ng'ama oluor e society.
There was 1.5 deductions, maybe the for these affordable housing, something of that sort. Teachers were against it. Not even the teachers, everyone was against it. Up to this moment, Stand Maru Chalnadi, which Magomag 1.5 deductions. Stand
Marua is as clear as stand of the court, which said that that money should be reimbursed. with the arrears. And the court is in defiance. The government is in defiance of court orders.
Yes.
Kasto koro sane to nitiere gimoro misepenjo kache. Ni court osewacho ni wadoge class. You know, sani we are no longer in the hands of the employer or the government. Sani wan e lwet union. Sani union ema nyisowa ka giwacho ni left to left, ka giwacho ni right to right, because we are bound within the law and we are protected. This is a protected strike. We followed due diligence. Kapok ne wadhi e ndara.
Yes.
We are acting within the law and we are protected by the constitution, which allows laborers to picket. Koro, that part of the constitution, we are invoking it right now. The Labor Act.
Yes.
And then again, our union, for us to be on the road, it doesn't just happen. The union sat down within its structure and convened what is called the National Governing Council. National Governing Council ni EMA can authorize and commission a national strike.
Yes.
National Governing Council ema nyicho bet ochiwo notice. Kasto chako bet o declare. Koro gine manyaka gichak gibedi giluongre gibedi mawach ni japuonj doge class. Otherwise let people meet in court.
So nyaka chieng' moro winj dwachu ka ubiro weyo weche mag'anyo.
Kendo wadwa ni winj dwachwa kata kawuono mondo by saa 8 wabede class. We are that ready. Nikech in as much as we love ourselves and we are here to fight for our space and our rights, we also love the Kenyan child. We are not happy that we are on the streets. Teachers are parents. We have candidates.
Yeah.
We have candidates who are going to sit as parents. Koro wagombo ni mondo employer obed piny gi jotendwa mag national office. Mondo gitiek gini piyo piyo ging'ad machuok. Loans odhi e bank in good time. 46,000 interns ka obed confirmed. Jogo ni degree 17,000 en ayany. Ne ng'at mosomo is like inyiso your country ni onge tiende puonjo nyathi. In a few years, Henry, we may not have teachers. In a few years, nikech kata mana mosendiki are living for the outside.
Yeah.
And sani, janyuol mawinja kawacho ni nyathine ditieko higa 5 ka puonje board of management after graduating at 25, kochopo 30, to government dwa chule 17,000. Janyuol no ok dhi tero nyathi for Bachelor of Education. Janyuol no bro wacho wateri kate diploma nase, wateri kate mechanical engineering. In a few years, if we do not fix the wrongs and the ills and the mischief being exercised by the employer, we may not have teachers. We may begin importing teachers. Sanito erowa export.
Do you think ni Ogamba is fit for the position and is going to do something right for the teachers?
That is yet to be seen. That is yet to be seen. I have my personal reservations about...
Udoga doge teach seche mabede pod TSC pod ugo mbaka gi TSC. Udoga doge teach.
Negin kanye. Samane union ochako wuoyo nikech this does not just drop from the skies. That you know what, I think we should go for strike. Let's convene an NGC. Let's declare. No. By the time Meyud ka union obedo pinched. Makoro members bende yuak. Ngiso union ni nyaka to koro tim gini. Union osewuoyo mor. Kata sama wawuoyeni nitiere gimoro ni CBA ne poka wache. CBA ni en collective bargaining agreement. The employer is in breach. It was signed in 2021 and the employer is not even implementing. Sani kane giwinjo ni wadwa dhi e ndara. Kuka very quickly they are trying to do what? To implement the last phase of the second last phase
of the CBA,
which should have been done for the July salary. Like it is normally rolled every end of July. We are going into September. Hurriedly they have collected some money to hoodwink us into not looking at these other areas that are also very needy.
Okay. Madam, wadwa tieko mbaka ne mete wadwa tieko. San Ude Street.
What the street?
Nyaka winji dwachu.
Come on.
Are you not going to do injustice to your kids and to Kenyan kids?
Asiako preempt Henry ni japuonj bende janyuol. Kama antiere kani, I'm a teacher. And I'm also a parent.
Yes.
An gi nyithindo high school.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Japuonj ng'at mane ng'ama galagala. Japuonj en ng'at man gi hera moro ma unique for the child. Emomiyo there is so much to do for the child that even parents don't do. We inspire those kids. We encourage them. We rehabilitate them. And so on and so forth. Muyud ka japuonj ni endara. Iyuda ni endara. Japuonj nyalo gombo kata mondo puonj gotieno. Mondo cover up for odiochieng' mulus ni. And you might even find that going on in boarding schools. You may find them sneaking in over the weekend to make up without being forced, without being told, because they love the Kenyans. Waero nyithindo mag Kenya, wan wakwayo ni ka sirikal nyalo yie sirikal mondo ng'isa wa lawyer TSC, mondo TSC obed piny kawuono, TSC oban the midnight oil, mondo gik ma wawachogi, we meet somewhere. If it is not the full stretch, tuarom kata mane diere.
Madam Mbaka ndwa go mondo wadhiro matut ahinya nikech nitie gik moko mathoth ahinya mabende dwa rango like the hardship allowances mabende yudo ka has been a problem mabende the government keni angoma gi consider ga seche magi chiwo ga these hardship allowances dwa go mondo warang kanyi lakini tugono baya wanga yena mondo bolo a special day mondo warange chandruok masani koro kwako sector mano mar somo ni wachni mukika watieko.
Adwa mana kwayo agoyo erokamano kuom luonga e studio mondo wagan. Adwa kwayo our employer TSC ni put a human face to your relationship with the teachers. Teachers are human beings. You are a complete organization, complete with human resource department. Human resource department was not created by accident. It is because there must be a human face. TSC mondo keta human face to these issues, majamjires. They are genuine issues. They are not selfish. I want to ask the government, if at all this can get to the right people in the government, I want to request that we wake up and be humane. You cannot prepare your citizenry, give them help, loans, to acquire those degrees, and then they count here, and then you pay them 17,000. How do they even repay help loan? How do they repay? Ne joko nage, agoyo erokamano maduong' kuom thuolo mayudo kodu kawuono watwage. An gi kondo mang'eny ma kawuono nakelo en mar jopuonj. Moko nitiere makaka joko nage benda ng'e ni wanyalo twake kendo wanyalo konyo.
Adhi luongi one of these days, possibly next week or the other week, mondo wago mbaka weche mamoko nikech nitie gik mathoth monego bed ni goyo mbaka mondo japiny obed ka ng'eyo. Yiena mondo agoni erokamano madam kuom kawo thuolo mari. Wish you the best seche mabende udwaro ratiro maru ka wan bende nyithindo magwa bende ochako yud ratiro mar nikech wang'e maber ni piny maduong' nitiere mabiro mbele ka, and if the strike continues to nyiso ni maybe wanyalo yudo duoko ma ok ber ahinya gimana wa expect nikech time bende dhi bedo machuok. Erokamano nya madam nyakoro moga jwang mbaka ni ndidwa dhi go nyime kata kamano awegi masani ndi wadonje kidini ndi mama chielo kambende wadhi go mbaka kanyi ndi Masio Gweno dhi tayo ndi gi Professor Eric Osenya e weche gendi mago mag lima gi jatend piny Kenya e counties gendi mago mag Kaluo. Ye mano mbaka maduong' kama ndi mar weche mag somo wagoyo odiochieng' ndi mano makiny kod jagoyo mag Kuppet Homabay County mano Stephen Dogo bende kin warango mathoth ahinya kaka ng'anyo gendi mag jopuonj medo affect weche mag Moriti masani ndi nyinga Henry Okech.